There are two numbers that decide how much house you can afford. A bank will run one of them for you in about 10 minutes. The other one, nobody will ever run for you. And it's the one that decides whether you actually like your life in your house. Today, I'm running both. Same buyer, same income, today's rates. And I'm going to show you something I did not expect when I did this math. The federal government publishes a table of what it cost a family to survive. And on this buyer, the government's floor was much looser than the bank's ceiling. Both of them. Neither one of them was the right answer. Let's get into it. This one's for the person who just got pre-approved and is staring at a number that feels way too big. You didn't imagine that. That feeling is information. I'm a licensed mortgage loan officer, and I've watched people spend 20 years inside of decisions they made in one afternoon of a number a computer handed them. So let's take that apart. Real quick, while that's landing, if this is helping, tap that like button and subscribe if you want more of these. It takes a second, and it's how I know which ones to make more of. Okay, the bank's number first. When a lender decides how much you can borrow, they're running one ratio, the debt to income. All your monthly debts divided by gross monthly income before taxes. That's it. That's the gate. And there's a version of this everybody teaches wrong. So let me give you the correct version. I checked all this against the actual rule books this week, not against a blog. A conventional loan through Fannie Mae's automated system caps out about 50% debt to income ratio. That one is a real ceiling. Underwritten by hand instead of the limit is 36%, stretching to 45% if you got credit score in reserves. Most people have never heard that second number. And it's the one that catches you if your file falls out of the automated system. Now, the two everybody gets wrong is FHA does not have a published maximum debt to income ratio. It doesn't. The 3143 you've seen quoted is the benchmark for manually underwritten files. It moves to 3747 with compensating factors, 4050 with 2, and then the file goes through FHA's automated scorecard. There's no published cap at all. In practice, I've seen approvals in the mid-50s. That is very different thing from the rule that says 56.5. USDA is 2941, and those are not hard stops either. Two ways past them. If USDA's automated system comes back with an accept, the handbook says that file doesn't need a debt ratio waiver at all. And if you're being underwritten by hand, a lender can waive past 29 and 41 on compensating factors with a 680 credit score. Up to a real limit on a purchase, the housing ratio can't go above 32 and the total can't go above 44. So honest summary is this: one of those four programs has a true hard ceiling, the rest blend. Every video that tells you these are firm walls, including the one I made on this exact topic 2 years ago, is wrong. And I'd rather correct my own than leave it out there. Let's put a real buyer through it. $6,000 a month gross, $500 a month already out for a car and a credit card. Conventional loan, 5% down. Today's rate, we'll call it 6.675, which at these terms is an annual percentage rate of around 7.38. I'll put the full terms on the screen in a minute. 50% of $6,000 is $3,000 a month for all debt. Subtract the $500 you already owe, $2,500 a month left for the house. And that $2,500 a month is where people quietly get hurt, because that's not your mortgage. That's your mortgage plus property taxes, plus homeowner's insurance, plus mortgage insurance, because you put 5% down. On this buyer, at these numbers, those three extras run about $646.64 a month, which means roughly 26% of the payment you're approved for never touches your loan at all. That's left for principal and interest about $1,853.36 a month. At 6.675, that supports a loan of $287,958. Add the down payment, the bank's number, that makes it around $303,000. Hold on to that 303. Now, before I show you the second number, one quick thing. Today's video is sponsored by me. If you're running this on your own income, stop guessing. Book a free call with me. I'll walk you through your numbers and we'll go through everything and make sure it should work. Want to run it yourself first? My free conventional payment calculator is linked below. Scan the code or grab the link in the description, or just email me. It's on the screen. Okay, the second number. Every program I've just listed asked the same question. What percentage of your income goes out the door? A ratio, a percentage. There is exactly one program in this country that asked a completely different question. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The VA. On a VA loan, the ratio isn't the main test. The main test is called residual income. And it asks after the mortgage, after every debt, after the taxes is taken out of your check, and after the upkeep on the house, how many actual dollars are left in your pocket at the end of the month. Not a percentage of dollars, a real number. And VA publishes a table of exactly how many dollars that has to be. It's in the Federal Regulations 38 CFR 36.43.40, and it's in the VA Lender's Handbook Pamphlet 26-7, Chapter 4. It's broken down by family size, by region, by county, by loan size. And let me read you the real numbers. For a loan of $80,000 or more in the South, which is Florida, Texas, Georgia, Carolinas, Virginia, Maryland, and more, a single person needs $441 left over. A family of 4 needs $1,003. A family of 5, $1,039. Out west, it's higher. Family of 4 is at $1,117. $1,003 a month for a family of 4 after the house payment. I want to sit on that for a second, because that's food, gas, medicine, clothes, car repairs, school stuff, and any kind of child care for 4 people on $1,003. So let's run our buyer against it. $6,000 gross, take home $4,700. I'm using Florida, no state income tax. Take the bank's maximum house of $2,500 payments, subtract the $500 in other debt, subtract a couple $150 for upkeep and utilities, which the VA makes you count and nobody else does. What's left is $1,448 a month, and that's that meets VA's requirement of $1,003. So this buyer passes, not barely, they clear by 44%. Which means I generally did not expect this when I sat down to build this. If you ran this family through VA's residual income method instead of the bank's ratio, the VA would let them buy more house. Working backwards from $1,003 floor, the residual method supports a payment around $2,945 a month. That's a house of $357,000. That's $53,954 more house than the bank ceiling allowed from the standard everybody describes as the strict, humane one. And I generally did not expect that. So what does that actually tell us? It tells us the thing I want you to take out of this video. Both of these numbers are lender protection numbers. Neither one is your number. Neither one was ever trying to be. The ratio protects the bank from default. The residual table protects VA from paying a claim. $1,003 a month for a family of 4 is not the government's estimate of a decent life. It's the government's estimate of the line below which that family probably stops making the payment. Those are completely different questions. And the second one is the only one being asked. Nowhere in their method is there a line for retirement, or replacing a transmission, or a vacation, or a kids braces for the fact, or your roof, or a birthday. Underwriting does not have a column for that because none of it affects whether the check clears the next month. Here's the move, and it's simple. Steal the method, throw away the number. The method is right. It's the only honest one in the building. Count the dollars left over, not the percentage going out. The number is a survivor floor, so build it your own on top of it. Here's how. Start with your actual take-home pay, the number on your deposit, not your salary. Then subtract 4 things. Underwriting will never subtract for you. 1, what you put into retirement every month. 2, what you set aside for repairs and maintenance, and 1% of the house price a year is a fair place to start. 3, what your actual life costs, and be honest, pull 3 months of statements and look. 4, what you're adding to savings, because houses with no emergency funds behind it is a very expensive way for one water heater from a credit card. Whatever's left after those 4 is what you have for a house payment. Not 28% in anything, not 50% of anything, that number. Then run it backwards. Take your payment, strip out about a quarter of taxes, insurance and mortgage insurance, and what's left is your principal and interest. That tells you your loan and your down payment, and that's your price. That's your number, and it's the only one built around you. For your buyer, if they ran it honestly and landed it and said $1,680 a month, that's a house of $203,000, almost $100,000 below what they were pre-approved for. And that gap isn't a loss, that's a whole point. The gap is retirement and repairs and ability to say yes to things. 2 more levers worth knowing, and we'll do it quickly. At today's rate, every $100 a month of debt costs you about $12,125 of a house. So $500 a month, our buyer is paying on the car, and the credit card is costing them $60,000 of buying power. Pay that off before you shop, not after. And second, your credit card doesn't change your size. It changes your rate and your mortgage insurance, which changes the payment, which changes everything downstream. So, 2 numbers. The bank runs the first one in 10 minutes and hands it to you like it means something about your life. It doesn't. It means you'll probably keep paying. The second one, you have to run yourself. And now you know how. Using a method the federal government already agrees is the right one. Get the pre-approval, absolutely. Then go build your own number underneath it and shop that one. This is education, not personal financial advice, and your situation has details this video can't see. But the arithmetic is the arithmetic, and now it's yours.